Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Guruve Gaura Chandaya. Radhikaya Tadale. Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hello Danit Kadaya Visadaya. Praun Milat Amodaya. Samyat Shastra Vivadaya Sadaya. Chitapita Modaya Saswat Bhakti Vinodaya Sadaya Madhuja Majadaya Shri Chaitanya Tavadaya Buyadamondo Dadaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so first of all I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Vishnupada Dandi Swami Sri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Is the sound okay? Also our Shiksha Gurus, Sri Gaura Govinda Maharaj, Sri Bhaktivedanta Madhura-rasa-vicara Goswami Maharaj, all devotees, Chinese, Russians, Mexicans, thank you for coming. So, chapter 33. Okay, yesterday I was a little sick on the weekend and I just wanted one more day rest. So we're going nicely through this. Chapter 3. Radharani Svarupa. The 5 types of Sakhis and the messengers. Okay. So already we heard about the previous chapter, the 96 types of Nayak embodied in Krishna. Right? We heard about the 2 types of messages, the Apta duties and the Swayam duties of Krishna. We heard about Krishna's 5 types of assistants, right? The Chetas, the Vidusaks, the Pit Madanas, and the Priyanama Sakhas. So now we're discussing the Braja Gopis. Okay, we will hear, I think in this chapter, the 360 type of gopis, also the 5 type of Radhika's Sakhas, 5 types of Radhika's Sakhis, and her messengers. So, Vijay Kumar and Brajanath took bath at Indradumna Sarova. Indradumna Sarova, that's a nice pond near Gundicha. And upon they took prasad together. Brajanath went to see the Samadhi of Haridas Thakur, while Vijay Kumar, again he went for darshan of Gopal Guru Goswami. Okay. So when he got there, he did pranam. And when he saw an appropriate time, he asked, he said, Gurudev, Radharani is our be-all and end-all, and the very breath of my life. I cannot express it, but my heart melts just when I hear the name Shri Radhika. Although Krishna is our only refuge, I really only like to hear about Krishna's pastimes with the gopis. Right? Especially with Radhika. I'm not at all pleased to introduce myself as Vijay Kumar Bhattacharya, but I feel very blissful if I could introduce myself as the Palyadasi of Radhika. So, another thing is I have no desire to listen or speak to those persons who are averse to Krishna or who are not Rasik. Gopal Guru Goswami said, you are very fortunate. Okay. As long as one does not have complete self-conviction as of oneself as being a Brajaramani, as a gopi, as an internal conception. He cannot enter descriptions of Radha Krishna. What to speak, even the demigods, the demigoddesses in the higher planets have no entrance to these topics. So, we heard already Radha and Chandravali are the two most prominent amongst the Nitya Priyas. Remember, there are three types we heard last class. Three types of Brajaramanis, three types of Brajagopis. The Saranpas, the Devis, and the Nitya Priyas. So the Nitya Priyas, the two most prominent are Radhika and Chandravali. Okay, but at the time of Ras Leela, there are hundreds and millions of charming young gopis. And Radha and Chandravali have their own group with millions and billions of gopis. Vijay Kumar said, let Chandravali have her millions of gopis. I want to hear about the group of Radhika. Okay. So, Guru Gopal Guru Goswami now describes the Svarupa of Srimati Radhika. If you read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's also so nicely described by Ramananda Roy to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Madhya Lila chapter 8. So same thing we will hear. A little more detail here in Jaiva-Dharma. So Radharani is the embodiment of Mahabhav. She's superior to Chandravali in all ways. In the Tapani Shruti, she is called Gandharva. In the Rig Parishta, that's a part of the Rig Veda, there is a description of the immense brilliance of Madhav when he is with Radha. In the Padma Puran it says, Yata Radha Priya Vishnu Tasya Kundam Tata Priya, right? Of all the devotees of Vishnu, Radharani is the topmost. Oh, just see how extraordinary is Radha Tattva. Amongst all the potencies of Bhagavan, the Mahashakti is Vrishabhanu Maharaj's daughter, Srimati Radhika. She is the essence of Ladini, right? The essence of Ladini is called Mahabhav Sarup, and Radharan, that is Radhika. So Vijay said, I want to hear Radhika's Sarup. In all respects, Radharani is the most beautiful of all Krishna's beloveds. She has 16 decorations and 12 ornaments. Okay. What is the meaning of Sustakanta Sarup, the best of Krishna's beloveds? Okay. So, Radharani is so beautiful, there is no necessity of decorative embellishments. Radharani has no need any ornaments to make herself beautiful. She herself is the ornament of all ornaments. Right? Her hair is very curly, very black. Her eyes are very large and restless. Her breasts are very beautiful. Her waist is very thin. Her two shoulders are slightly lowered, like man's shoulders are like that, but woman's shoulders, I guess, should be lowered. And her hands are like flower buds. On her fingers she has many jewels. There is no comparison to her beauty in all the three worlds. What are the 16 ornaments? Her bath, she has a pearl on the tip of her nose. Her blue garments, the belt around her waist, her braid, her earrings, sandalwood paste on her limbs, the flowers tied into her hair, her garland, the play lotus in her hand, the tambul in her mouth, the dot of kasturi on her chin, the kajal, the eyeliner on her eyes, the pictures drawn in musk upon her cheeks and other places, the red color of her lotus feet, the red lac, When ladies are married, they get some red on their, especially hands, especially feet. And the tilak on her forehead. These are the 16 ornaments of Radhika. Of course, these are not also ordinary things. These are all made of also Mahabhav. Okay. So what are the 16 decorations? Okay. The abharanas. There are 12 of them, sorry. They're the tiara, the crown on her head, golden earrings, a golden belt upon her hips. I think that's called a kinkini. A necklace, golden necklace. The valiant salak on her ears. Right, in India, you see ladies, they wear there's a piercing on the top of the ear with a chain and then some stick like that. So, the valiant golden salak on her ears, the bracelets on her wrists, the ornaments on her neck, the rings on her fingers, the pearl necklace, the armlets, the jeweled ankle bells and rings on her toes. So 16 decorations and 12 ornaments. What are Radharani's qualities? 25, she has unlimited qualities, but 25 are prominent. Okay, she is very sweet. 1, she is ever fresh youth. 2, her eyes are restless and inclined to give sidelong glances. 3, she has beautiful lines on her hands and feet indicating auspiciousness. She maddens Krishna with the fragrance of her bodily limbs. 6, she is expert in musical arts. She speaks sweetly. She is expert in making jokes. She is very polite and modest. She is merciful. She is cunning. Number 13, she is expert in all duties. She is shy. She is always steadfast on the path of righteous conduct. She is patient. 16, she is grave. Very difficult to understand what she is thinking. 18, she is fond of enjoying pastimes. Okay. She is very eager to manifest the super excellence of Mahabhav. No, her topmost moods. She is very eager to display that. Okay. When anyone sees her, their hearts filled with prema. 21. Her fame pervades the entire universe. Right? Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padmajap. She's famous even in the Vaikunthas. She is glorified even by Parvati, by Lakshmi. What to speak of anyone else? She is controlled by the affection of her Sakhis. She is the object of affection of her superiors. She is prominent amongst all Krishna's Sakhis. Keshav remains obedient to her order. 25 qualities. Okay, so the next page describes the lines on Radharani's right hand, right foot, and left foot. You can read them at your convenience. Okay, so 50 auspicious lines on Radharani's hands and feet. Right? These qualities are not possible in others. Why possible? The jiva has some qualities because the jiva comes from Radhika, because we heard before the jiva shakti is like, the jiva is like a spark from the chit shakti. So some qualities possible in the jiva, more quality in the demigods, and more present in Lakshmi, but some qualities only Radharani possesses in the full amount. Right? Even Gauri, that means Parvati and others, cannot possess the same qualities as Radhika. Please describe her Sakhis. Okay, here we go. Very interesting section. Okay. As Krishna has his supporters and assistants, like whenever in Madhura-rasa especially, whenever Krishna goes to meet the gopis, he always takes the Priyanama Sakhis, like Subal and Madhumangal always. Without them supporting Krishna, there is not so much taste in the pastime. So Radhika has 5 types of Sakhis, 5 types of friends. You can think assistants. Sakhi, Nitya Sakhi, Pran Sakhi, Priya Sakhi, and Param Presta Sakhi. Right? We already heard 4 of these are Nitya Siddhas. No one can become them. Okay, so who are the Sakhis? They include Kusumik, Brinda, Danishta. Who are the Nitya Sakhis? Kasturi, Mani Manjari, and others are Nitya Sakhis. Who are the Pran Sakhis? Shashimukh, Vashanti, and Lasika. They attain forms and qualities similar to Radhika. Who are the Priya Sakhis? Kurangakshi, Sumadhya, Madanalas, Kamala, Madhuri, Manjukeshi, Kandarpa, Sundari, Madhavi, Malati, Kamlata, Shashikala, and others are Priya Sakhis. Who are the Param Presta Sakhis? Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champaklata, Tungavidya, and Duleka, Rangadevi, Sudevi. These are 8. They have so much love for Radha Krishna. Sometimes they love Krishna more, sometimes they love Radha more. The Priyanama Sakhis. Okay, so in each group, there's a gun. So, in the group of Srimati Radhika, then the 8 Astasakis, they're like Yuteshwaris, but we heard before, but they're so much enchanted by Radharani's move, they give up that position to serve Radhika, but they have assistants, that is called Gan. In the group of Radhika, those who follow Lalita are called Lalita Gan. Now, in the line of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we like especially to be in the Gan of Lalita as Shiksha Guru. Okay? We heard about Parodabhav. Right? In some case, Parodabhav inauspicious? In some case, is it undesirable? Right? Paroda means a woman, we heard before, married woman who gives up her husband to accept another man as beloved. So Goswami says again and again, we hear the same warning of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Don't mix the abominable mundane experience of this world and the transcendental reality. Don't mix. They are separate. So again we hear a warning. In the mundane world, all feminine and all femininity and masculinity is only a designation, a temporary identity. Now you think I'm a man, but next life what you'll be, no guarantee. This life you think I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, but next life, where does that go? That's also lost. So this is all a result of people's karma, and under the spell of illusion, one thinks at one time I'm a man, another time he thinks I'm a woman. The people in this world in illusion have many petty desires. So therefore, to fulfill your desires in such a way to not become degraded, the scriptures prescribe marriage, for example. Right? So the rishis, better to fulfill your desires with one properly married woman, that way you do not become degraded. Otherwise, if you're like a dog on the street, then next life you'll suffer so much, this life also. So the rishis in the scriptures have forbidden a man to associate with any woman except the one to whom he is married. Right? Because any woman who's, except your wife, either the scripture said you should treat her like a mother or a sister. So to have relations with a woman who is not your wife, that means you have the same sinful activities having relationships with a mother or sister. Okay. So in This world, it's forbidden for a woman or a man to have relations with someone to whom one is not married. Okay. But the Nitya Ras, the Ras of the pastimes of Krishna, you should understand that it's a transcendental reality, and what we see in this world is just the reflection, a perverted reflection. The mundane display of Madhura-rasa or Shringa-rasa is extremely limited and always controlled by the scriptures. That's why Parodabhav between unmarried persons is illegal and has been rejected in the scriptures. However, where Krishna is the only male, and Krishna's body, we heard, is made of eternality, knowledge and bliss, there can be nothing contemptible in Krishna. So any relation with Krishna cannot be sinful or contemptible. So where Krishna is the Purush or the Nayak, the hero, whatever relationship takes place with him can never be subject to criticism or fault. In this tattva, there is no place for conventional marriage. Oh, excuse me. Right. Which is, in this world, is extremely insignificant and illusionary. Right? You marry someone, the next day you're not married. But the relationship between Krishna and the souls is not temporary like that. The criticism of the unmarried relationship is only in this world, but it can never be applied to the gopis of Golok, of Gokul, and Golok when Krishna manifests in this world. Please tell me the excellent characteristics of the gopis of Gokul. How is their prema? The gopis of Gokul accept Krishna. They think of Krishna only as the son of Nanda Maharaj. To their vision, he appears only that and nothing more. He does not appear to be God. Right? Then the ecstasy that comes with that feeling is unprecedented. But this is not a subject matter for non-devotees or those who are addicted to logic. Why? Because it's difficult to understand even for the devotees, what to speak of the non-devotees. That's why this subject matter is only given in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, right? After hearing all the other incarnations, hearing all the other subject matters and tattvas concerning Krishna, then when one hears the 10th canto, there's a good chance that you will understand nicely. But there's also a good chance you may not understand if you are not qualified. Like we hear Parikshit Maharaj, that he saw when Sukadeva Goswami was speaking the topics of 10th canto where Krishna is dancing with the wives of other men, that Sukadeva Goswami could not understand the reaction of the audience because his eyes were closed. He was absorbed in ecstasy, so he could not understand anything. But Parikshit Maharaj, he was looking at the faces of the audience. In the audience were many different type of hearers. Some were followers of karma kand, some were followers of yoga, some were followers of mundane dharma, some were maybe even, Advaitavadis, non-followers of the philosophy of non-duality. Many different types of persons in the audience. Some were yogis, some were jnanis. So, Parikshit Maharaj could see on the face of the audience, many people were disturbed. So Parikshit Maharaj asked a question, not for himself, for them. Gurudev, Krishna came to this world to establish religion. Then why is he performing the irreligious activity of dancing with the wives of other men? So Parikshit Maharaj, when he spoke that, Sukadeva Goswami mind became disturbed. He changed the subject matter, began start discussing Dwaka Lila. So what to speak of non-devotees or those addicted to mundane logic, or even for devotees it's difficult to understand. Right? So Sri Krishna does not have any lacking of opulence, but that opulence is covered by, hidden by Krishna's tremendous sweetness. For example, when the gopis were searching in separation from Krishna, Krishna played a joke on the gopis by manifesting a four-handed form to them. But the gopis did not pay any attention to the four-handed form of Narayan. What did they say? Oh, it's God, Dandavats. Oh God, you know everything, please tell us where Krishna went. Right? Also, when Radhika came, Krishna could not maintain his four-handed form. Again, he assumed his two-handed form. So, Vijay said, I'm very happy to hear this, Gurudev. Please describe the different types of female heroines. Okay, anyway, there's 360 types. 360 different moods. Of course, there are unlimited moods, but this is just to give us some idea. Okay, there are three types of nayakas. Nayaka means female heroes, and nayaka means male heroes. So there are three types of female nayakas. What are they? The Swakiya, the Parakiya, and the Samanya. Swakiya means married, Parakiya means unmarried. And what is the meaning of Samanya? Okay, Samanya here are prostitutes. Prostitutes don't love anyone, right? They're simply lusty or greedy, right? Sorry to give a mundane example, but what is there? An ugly man comes to a prostitute, she don't care about that. Or a very good person, a very man with many good qualities come to the prostitute, she also don't care, right? What does she care about? Money, money, money. Sometimes you see even very ugly people have very beautiful wives. Don't want to mention names. Donald Trump, for example. Why? Anyway, I'm not saying for him, but just generally, they only love money. Consequently, what they call Sringha Ras, or the conjugal mood, here is not Sringha Ras. It only looks like it. For example, Kubja. Right? Kubja is here included in the category of Parakya as a Samanya, ordinary Nayak. Right? Kubja was deformed hunchback. But when she saw Krishna's beauty, she became attracted. So she would make sandalwood paste to put on the body of King Kamsa every day. But when she saw the beauty of Krishna, she thought, why I waste this sandalwood on that Kamsa? I will give to this beautiful boy. So when she touched Krishna, by putting the sandalwood paste on Krishna and Balaram, she became full of lust. But she was not married. So, that time Krishna, he repaid her? He stood on her toes and with his fingers underneath her chin, he touched her, made her back straight just by pulling her up like that. That's Krishna, the ultimate chiropractor. And by the touch of his hand, she became the most beautiful woman in Mathura. She was not married. She pulled Krishna's cloth, tormented by lust. Oh, hero, please come to my house. No? Anyway, what happened, we will hear later. So, this is Parakya because she's not married to Krishna, but her only desire was to enjoy Krishna, not to give service to Krishna. Right? Therefore, she's called Samanya. She's, right? So, Samanya. So, three types of lady heroes, heroines, in Krishna Lila: Swakiya, Parakya, and Samanya. Okay. So anyway, what is the qualification of Kubja's mood? She never loved anyone else before Krishna. Right. That is her qualification. Okay, we already discussed that. So, in Chidras, there is a distinction between unmarried and married, Swakiya and Parakya. Are there many distinct categories? Right? Now we already heard three. Yes. Yes, there are three divisions of each of these. Swakiya and Parikya, right? Samanya has no divisions, but Swakiya and Parikya have three divisions. That is Mugdha, Madhya, and Pragalpa. Okay. So Vijay says, just by your mercy, Gurudev, Chidras entered my heart for a second, and you appear to me as a Brajagopi. I have no idea what happened to my illusory feeling of I am a man. I am so much eager now to hear the bhav of the Nayakas. Although I have achieved Ramani Bhav, still I do not know the appropriate activities. Thus, remembering your transcendental form as a gopi, I am now asking the question. That means now he's fully situated in Sarup Siddhi. We will hear about this in chapter 40. Okay? We should understand any high class Vaishnava, we see them in this world in one form. But in Goloka Vrindavan, they're not present like we see them now. They also have a form as according to their mood, or actually they are seen according to your mood. That is more appropriate. No, like we hear in the beginning of Jaiva-Dharma, the two disciples, one in Sakhis, one in Madhura-rasa. The disciple in Sakhis, he could perceive his Gurudev as a manifestation of Subal. The disciple in Madhura-rasa could see Gurudev as a manifestation of Lalita. Okay, so Gurudev is perceived according to your individual mood. But here is little good because Gopal Guru Goswami is naturally Madhura-rasa. So that darshan happened. That it's therefore he saw the actual Svarupa of the Guru. So all these topics, what stage they realized in that very high stage of Swarup Siddhi. Okay. So remember now three type of Nayakas, Swakya, Parikya, and Samanya. Okay. The two divisions of Parikya and Swakya have three divisions each, Mugdha, Pragalpa, and Madhyam. Mugdha, Madhyam, and Pragalpa. So what is Mugdha? What is the symptoms of a Mugdha Nayaka? Okay, Mugdha Nayaka is very simple. Okay. Mugdha Nayaka is very simple, innocent, and bewildered, easy to cheat. Okay. She has just come into appropriate age, Navayovan, youthfulness. She desires human union with Krishna. Okay, she desires union. Okay, I don't have to explain everything there. But she acts as if she doesn't want. She's controlled by her friends, but she is very shy. But still she tries to arrange a meeting with Krishna. In a covered way, hidden, hiding this from her friends because of shyness. When the Krishna commits an offense, she gazes at him with tearful eyes. But she does not rebuke him. She does not show any jealous anger. But there's also one taste for Krishna, Mugdha. Okay. What is Madhya? Madhya Nayak means in the middle. The Madhya Nayak, her impulse for passionate love is very strong. But she is also very shy. She is also fresh budding youth, but in her speech there is some arrogance. She experiences sexual union with Krishna until she becomes bewildered. She displays man, jealousy. Sometimes she is soft in jealous anger, sometimes hard, harsh. There are three categories of Madhyanayak. That is Dira, Adira, and Dira, Dira. Dira means what? How do you say in English? Well, let me just read it. Dira means like Dira. Okay. She jokingly speaks crooked words after he has offended her. That is called Dira. Dira means like gentle, no? Sober, that's the word. And who furiously rebukes her beloved after being cheated is called Adira. And one who uses crooked words and some little harsh language is Dira Dira. Right? So three qualities there. The supreme excellence of all ras is evident only in the Madhyanayak, right? Because she has the qualities of the Mugdha, also the Pragalpa. That is Radhika. She has both qualities, right? But we will hear more. Okay, so can you remember all this? Parakya, Swakya, Parakya, and Swakya. Three types of them. There is the Mugdha, the Madhyam, and the Pragalpa, and each one of them has three: the Dira, the Adira, and the Dira Dira. Okay, so try and remember all these numbers. What is the symptoms of the Pragalpa Nayak? She is full-blown youth, Purva Yovan. She is blinded by pride and extremely eager for sensual love. She is expert in fully expressing the varieties of moods, and she is qualified to overwhelm and control her beloved. Her words are very deep and mature, and when her man is aroused, her jealousy is aroused, she is very harsh, like Lalita. Pragalpa Nayaks displayed three types of behavior at the time of man: Dira, Dira, and Dira, Dira. Okay, sometimes she becomes apathetic when offended, and outside she treats him with respect, but inside no. The Adira becomes harsh and scolds Krishna with loud words, and the Dira Dira has both qualities. So Madhya and Pragalpa Nayaks are both divided into two further categories: senior and junior. Okay. Who is senior and junior is not age, this is degree of their prema. So how many types of Nayak are there altogether? Okay. Everyone keeping count? There are 15 types. Okay. There's only one type of Kanya, unmarried girl. So she's separate. But the other Nayakas are Mugdha, Madhya, and Pragalpa. And of these, Madhya and Pragalpa both have three more sections: Dira, Adira, and Dira Dira. Right? So, there are altogether 15. 7 types of Parakya, 7 types of Swakya, and 1 type Kanya, unmarried. Okay, you got all that? Where did they come from? 1 type of Kanya, then Swakya and Parakya. 2. Swakya and Parakya have, right, 3 divisions: Mugdha, Madhya, Pragalpa. Mugdha and Pragalpa, Madhya and Pragalpa have 3 more. That is Dira, 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 and Adir. Okay, so 2, and they have 3, and two more, so 7, so 15 altogether. So each of these 15 different Nayakas have 8 more conditions, avastas. Okay, we'll hear them: Vasakasaja, Utkantika, Kandita, Vipralabda, Kalahantarita, Krosit Bhatrika, Swadin Bhatrika, 8. Okay. So each of the 15 have 8 conditions each. What are these? Abhisaraka, when she's going to meet Krishna. Okay. When she goes to meet Krishna, for example, when Radharani goes to meet Krishna at night, if it's a full moon, then they put her in white cloth. No. Like this. Abhisaraka. They tie up her ankle bells with cloths so there's no noise being made. Okay, this is Abhisaraka. When it's full moon, they dress in white cloth. When it's dark moon, they dress the heroine in dark cloth. Okay. When she goes, she's always accompanied by a friend. When Radhika goes, she's always mostly accompanied by, of course, Rupa Manjari and others. Vasak Saja? Vasak Saja means she perfumes and decorates her body. And of course, she's already decorated, sorry. So Vasak Saja means the meeting place, they decorate, like making flower beds, fans, all these things. When Krishna comes, he can be happy. Okay. She gazes down the path. When Krishna will come, this is Vasak Sajak. Vasak Saja. So first, Abhisarika, Vasak Saja. Third, Utkanta, Utkantika. She's so much eager when Krishna will come. Right? If some lizard makes a noise on the leaf, or some snake moves in the grass, she thinks now Krishna is coming. Utkantita means very enthusiastic. Excessively impatient and eager to meet her lover is Utkantika. Her body burns in agony. Her body trembles. She thinks why Krishna has not come. She loses desire to do anything. And she describes her own sorry condition, shedding tears of lamentation. These are the activities of the Utkantik Nayaka. Okay. What is Kandita? When Krishna has not come, then becomes very angry. She takes long breaths due to anger and does not speak to Krishna when he appears. What's Vipralabdha? I mean, so much tormented by separation. That time she weeps, she sighs, she scratches her toenail on the ground. This is called Vipralabdha. Kalahantarita. When Krishna comes, she chastises him severely and spurns him, even though in public he falls on her lotus feet. Kalahantarita. She was delirious, incoherent speech, anguish, debility of the body and mind. Right? These are the symptoms of the Kalanharita Nayaka. Right? So one lady may go through all these 8 even in one night. One Nayaka. Prosit Bhatrika. Prosit Krishna may have not come or gone to a distant land. Sorry. When Krishna went to Mathura and Dwarka, then the gopis experienced this state, Prosit Bhatrika. Not sleeping, not dressing, not bathing, inertia, melancholy, anxiety, these are the symptoms of the Prosit Bhatrika Nayaka. Swadhin Bhatrika, after meeting, then Radharani, for example, orders Krishna, decorate my hair, tie nicely this flower garland. Controls Krishna, controls her beloved. The Nayaka, who is Priyatam, whose beloved is submissive to her and always stays with her, is called Swadhin Bhatrika. She has many activities such as walking in the forest, picking flowers, and water pastimes. So this Swadhin Bhatrika must be a source of immense joy. Yes. Because the beloved cannot leave her even for a moment because of being controlled by her affection. That time her name is Madhavi. Amongst the 8 types of Nayaka, 3 are happy. Right? Of course, even what we call unhappiness, that is also ecstasy. So 3 conditions of the Nayaka, she's happy. That is Swadhin, Bhatrika, Basak, Sajan, Abhisarak. When going to meet, she's happy. When decorating everything, she's happy. And when controlling her beloved, she's happy. The remaining 5 are afflicted with sadness and anxiety. The Kandita, the Vipralabdha, the Ukantik, Prosit, Bhatrika, and the Kalanharitada. No, out of anger they take off their ornaments like this. They roll in the dust. They rest their left cheek on the left hand. Right? Vijay asks, how can suffering exist in Krishna Prem? Krishna Prem is transcendental. This apparent suffering is only an astonishing manifestation of bliss, of Paramananda. Okay. Therefore, in separation, so much taste. Lord Chaitanya mostly tastes this separation. Okay. Also, there are 3 degrees of Prem that they possess: Uttam, Madhyam, and Kanishta. What is the symptom of the Uttam Nayak? She can give up everything for Krishna's satisfaction in a second, including all religious principles. Even if the beloved makes her unhappy, she never becomes jealous. But if she hears of any unhappiness of Krishna, her heart is torn to pieces. What are the symptoms of the Madhyama? If she hears Krishna is sad, she becomes dejected. And what is the Kanishta? She is fearful of many obstacles like shame that may prevent her from meeting Krishna. So this is all degrees, intensities of prema. So how many altogether? Right? 360. 15. Right? Luckily, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives us a commentary. 360. There are 15 that we mentioned before, right? The one type of kanya, unmarried girl, keep her separately. There's one. Then there's Swakiya and Parakya. Swakiya and Parakya also have 3 divisions. Oh my God! Swakiya and Parakya have 3 divisions. That is Mugdha, Madhyam, and Pragalbha. Then this Madhyam and Pragalbha also have 3 divisions more: Dira, Dira, and Adira. Okay, so 15. Each of these 15 have 8 conditions, avastas, right? Then 15 times 8 is how much? 120. And each of these 120 has 3 more divisions, Uttam, Madhyam, Kanishta. 120 times 3 is 360. I'm sure there's a chart somewhere. Okay. So I want to know, what are the distinctions of the Yuteshwaris? Okay, they're divided into 3. Okay. Swapaksh, Vipaksh, and Tatastha. Okay. Swapaksh means same group. Vipaksh means against group. And Tatastha means neutral group. After that, there are 3 more, according to the degree of good fortune: Adik, Sam, or Lagavi. Excessive good fortune, moderate good fortune, and mediocre good fortune. These are again divided to 3 more categories: harsh, moderate, and soft. Okay. The Adik Nayakas are, okay, anyway, we can hear all this. You can read that at your own leisure. Therefore, there are 12 divisions amongst the Yuteshwaris. They're mentioned there on page 692. So 12 types of groups, or group leaders, sorry. And what are the messengers? The messengers. Messengers help arrange the meeting of Krishna, the Nayak, and the Nayaka. There are two types of messengers. Again, the same as Krishna, Swayam Duty and Apta Duty. Swayam Duty means when you do it yourself. Apta Duty means when someone else gives the message. Okay, so the lady, the Nayaka, what are the Swayam Duty? She expresses her own mood to the Nayak, to Krishna. That is Swayam Duty. She may do that by body, by words, or with the eyes. Okay? Sometimes that is done directly or indirectly. Okay. So go to page 694. Okay. Anyway, just talking here, different types of message. Some message is direct, some is indirect. Okay. So, there's also different meaning according to the intonation of the speech. So that is all, that whole page is called, right, three type of message. One is vachik, one is bodily. What are the bodily messages? The bodily abhiyog, standing up in Krishna's presence, snapping one's fingers, covering one's limbs out of fear, writing on the ground with one's toe, scratching one's ear, applying tilak, dressing oneself, gesturing with one eyebrow. Can't do that. Pretty hard to make one eyebrow move, but gopis can do it. Embracing one's Saki, scolding another Saki, biting of the lips, stringing of a necklace, making a sound with one's ornaments, exposing one's armpit, writing Krishna's name, wrapping creepers around a tree. These are all different messages, the way they send different messages to Krishna. And the third type of message is by eyes. Half closing the eyes means something, laughing with the eyes open means something else. Making the eyes dance, ogling, squinting, looking with the left eye, sidelong glance, these are all messages given by the eyes. These are all Swayam Duty, right? So Swayam Duty have three types, that by speech, that by body, and that by eyes. So everything the gopis do is some messages there. Right. And what are Apta Duty? Apta Duties means message given by others to deliver to Krishna. So the messengers never betray their boss. Even they're about to give up their life, they never betray their Yuteshwari, their gopi. Right? Radharani has her messengers, Chandravali has her messengers. So how many types of messengers are there? 3. Atmithat, Nisristat, and Patrahari. Amritata is a messenger who understands hints and signals and arrange for Radha and Krishna to meet. Nisristatas are Sakhis who give a message, also give many arguments explaining the moods of their prospective representatives. They're expert in arguments and reasoning. But a Patrahari is one who just gives a message. So it's 3 types of Apta Duties, right? Those Amritaharis, they're called Amitatas, Nisristatas, and Patraharis. The Amits are expert at understanding signals, The other ones, what are they called? Nisrisatas, they're expert in delivering moods or giving some arguments. And the Pataharis just mean who deliver messages. Are there any type of Aptaharis, of any type of messengers? Yes. There are artists, astrologers, ascetics, maidservants, nurses, Vandevis, and Sakhis. These are also Aptadutis, messengers. Okay, the Silpakarini, the artists, use their artistic paintings to induce the lovers to meet. The astrologers, arranged by astrology. Be careful about that one though. Lingini Doots, right? Like Purnamasi, for example, Yogamaya, she's a Lingini Doot. Lingini means ascetic, right? Mostly Purnamasi wearing red saffron cloth. She also arranges the meeting of Radha Krishna. Labangamanjari and Bhanumati, they are paricharik, duties, messengers. Radharani's nursemaids are also messengers. Write this. Okay. By indirect hints or suggestions, or by openly expressing their messages, they arrange the meeting between the Nayak and the Nayak. Nayaka and the Nayak. They employ many devices such as deceit, tone of words, direct word meaning, praise and allegations. When Vijay Kumar heard this, he offered his Dandavat Pranam and returned home, reflecting on everything he had heard. Okay, beautiful chapter. Okay, it's the day after tomorrow. Chapter 34, Madhura-rasa-vicara, different categories of Sakhis. Okay. We heard about the 12 different groups of Yuteshwaris, the 12 different types of Yuteshwaris. Now we'll hear about their groups. Okay. The different types of messengers. The activity, the 16 activities of the Sakhis. Many, many things. Okay. So chapter 34, I definitely recommend. Okay, everyone got it. Someone should make a chart. I think Anupama Didi will show a chart showing the 15 types of Nayakas in their 8 conditions. 15 times 8 is what, 120? And there are 3 also divisions of that according to the degree of their love. Kanishta, Madhyam, Anutam, 360 types of gopis. Everyone should have like a nice picture in their mind how it came to 360. Anupama has probably made a chart there. You can look there. So everyone just read it again. And little study this chapter 34, otherwise you'll be lost. It's a little bit intricate. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Go Premanandi, Hari Bo.